Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, not always told I had a voice radio. So today, we are taking another look at Guardians Rising, the next Pokemon Sun and Moon expansion. Yes, I know Sun and Moon is just coming out and we're already looking at the next expansion, but the last video went down well and we have got some information. Now, we can say, not entirely, but largely, which of the GXs have been confirmed. Now, 6 of them have been confirmed properly. We know we're getting a Como OGX, but of course we saw that from one of the Japanese booster packs, so that's not new information. We are getting a Lycanroc Midnight Form GX, but that's not new information. We saw that on one of the booster packs. We also have been told we're getting Sylveon GX, Toxapex GX and Vikavolt GX, all of which were released in the Sun and Moon Strengthening Expansion Pack, all of whom have had videos that I've made describing what they are and how good they are, so go and check them out, links in the description. The only completely new, unexpected one we're told about is Metagross GX. We're getting a Metagross, which is kind of cool if you're into Metagross. Hey Derek. Now, we are told there will be 12 GXs in Guardians Rising, and the good news is, I think that we can deduce most of them from the information we've got. So, we know that we're getting Sylveon, Toxapex and Vikavolt GXs from the Sun and Moon Strengthening Expansion Pack, which means that we will be getting Drampa GX from the Sun and Moon Strengthening Expansion Pack. They aren't going to give us 3 of them and not the 4th, so we know we're getting Drampa. Now, we know there is a Tapu Bulu GX deck being released at the same time as this set in Japan, and that happened with decks that are starters like Incineroar for Sun and Moon in Japan. So we can take it as a given that we are getting Tapu Bulu GX in Guardians Rising. Now, we know that one pack has Lycanroc Midnight Form, and that's getting a GX. We know that the other pack has Tapu Koko. Given that the main Pokemon on one pack is getting a GX, and that Tapu Bulu is getting a GX, then we can see that there's one of the other Tapus on the other pack. We're getting a Tapu Koko GX. That's not completely confirmed, but I would be stunned if that didn't happen. So, now we're up to 9. The 6 have been properly confirmed, plus Tapu Bulu, because it's a theme deck just like Incineroar, plus Drampa because he's the other GX from the Pokemon Sun and Moon Strengthening Expansion Pack, plus Tapu Koko because he's on the front of one of the boosters, and Tapu Bulu's getting a GX. Now, that leaves 3 GXs because we know we're getting 12. Now, I do not believe we're going to be getting Beware GX, and that's because it was a promo like Snorlax, like Lycanroc, both of whom have been released in their own boxes. I would be stunned if we didn't get a Beware GX box. I don't think he's coming in this set. Now, as for the other 3, I don't really know, but I've got some guesses. Number 1, Mimikyu, because Como was down on the pack, and he's getting a GX, and Mimikyu is in the same position on the other pack, and given that, and I know there's a couple of birds in the background, but given that the prominent Pokemon on the pack seem to be getting GXs, it makes sense we're getting a Mimikyu GX, which I know will make a lot of people happy because Mimikyu is a very popular Pokemon. And if we're getting Tapu Bulu GX, and we're getting Tapu Koko GX, maybe Tapu Fini and Tapu Lele get GXs, or maybe we get 2 of the Tapus in this set, and 2 of the Tapus in the next set. Either way, we've got 3 to be revealed. I am confident in saying we're getting Drampa, Tapu Koko, and Tapu Bulu. As for the other 3, we don't really know. Now, the other interesting thing is that we're told we're getting 12 full arts. Now, we didn't get full arts of Incineroar or Decidueye or Primarina in Sun and Moon, because they were released in the decks in Japan. So, they were released in the Sun and Moon Strengthening Expansion Pack instead. Does that mean that we are going to be getting those full arts in this set? And if it does, then that means 3 of the GXs in Guardians Rising will not get full arts. Now, one of them is obviously Tapu Bulu, because he's being released in the deck and the deck won't have the full art. Does that mean that we're getting 2 other decks that won't have full arts? Maybe Tapu Fini and Tapu Lele? Or Are they just picking on one of these poor Pokemon? I don't know is the honest answer, ladies and gentlemen, but it's going to be fun finding out. You know the deal. As soon as we know more information, I will bring it to you. As a side note, this does confirm that we will be getting the Sun and Moon Strengthening Expansion Pack as part of our next set. I was wrong. I'm happy to admit that. But it means we're getting cards like Choice Band, Ultra of the Sun, Ultra of the Moon, and the Oricorio cards that are all really good. Guardians Rising is already looking like a really good set. Now, you know the deal. There is a comment section. Tell me if you like my predictions on the other GXs we're getting, and tell me if you've got any predictions for the other free GXs, or maybe more if you think some of my predictions are wrong. There are buttons to both like this video and subscribe to this channel. Could you please use them both? I'd be terribly grateful if you did. And you can follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy. The most important thing as always is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross and you've been watching PTCG Radio. Oh yeah, and I uploaded a video like earlier today, so be nice and check that one out as well, will you? 2 videos, 1 day, woo!